Hello and welcome to the home of the Ghost Owl. As we get to the end of the Warhammer The Old World main rulebook, we covered magic weapons last time. We're now on to magic armour with a couple more categories after that to go. So let's take a look at what magic armour is available in the core rulebook. Okay, so only a model that is equipped with or has the ability to be equipped with armour, shield or barding may purchase a magical equivalent. A model can only wear a single suit of armour, carry a single shield or wear a single suit of barding. Therefore, magical armour replaces any mundane equivalent the model is or may be equipped with. Magic armour follows the same rules as its mundane equivalent, i.e. if it is heavy armour, you get a 5+ save and so on. Okay, so what have we got? First up, the Armour of Destiny. A suit of heavy armour and a 4+ ward save, so you get a 5+ save, 4+ ward save. On top of that, you could potentially get, have a shield, give yourself a 4+, 4++. Armour of Destiny, look, gaining just a 4+ ward save is amazing, right? There's no doubt about it. A 4+ ward save is really, really good. Still 50-50, but it's really good. And don't forget, you get to take your save and then your ward save, right? So you do get 2 chances. But it comes at a cost. It's the most expensive of the magic armors. So I think you really got to think about what you're giving this to. I wouldn't be spending expensive points on cheap characters. For me, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to have a high-end character. And yes, he's going to be really expensive overall. If I lose him, it's really expensive overall. But at the same time, I want to protect him. So if I'm going to spend a lot of points giving him magic items, then I'd be wanting to spend a lot of points to give him some magical protection. And this is the case for Armour of Destiny. But yeah, there's no doubt, great item, costs a lot of points. Overall, I'm not the biggest spender in magic item points. I prefer to have bodies on the battlefield, but there are cases and times when you need your lord to do heavy lifting and you don't want to lose him. And therefore, you have to tool them up. So this is definitely one of those items which is key to tooling up a combat character who is going to be getting stuck in. All right, next up, the Bedazzling Helm. May be worn with other armor. The wearer of the Bedazzling Helm improves the armor value by 1 to a maximum of 2+. In addition, any enemy model that directs its attacks against the wearer during the combat phase is a -1 modifier to hit. This is a really nice item as well. Again, still quite up there in terms of points, but just improving your armor value by 1. Imagine if you're wearing full plate and you've got a shield and you've got this 2+. A 2+ armor save in Warhammer The Old World is huge, right? Because as we've seen, even from the magic weapons section in the last video and also from the other weapons section of the main rulebook, there's not a lot of AP out there. So you don't a lot of high AP, lots of AP -1 and stuff, but not a lot of really, really high AP. So a 2+ wood save is huge and a -1 modifier to hit. But Dazzling Helm, really, really good and doesn't impact other armor choices. So Dazzling Helm, a really good option. I prefer the Armour of Destiny because there's nothing, for me, there's nothing better than getting that ward save. But the Dazzling Helm, this really does help boost your survivability, and then your only risk is getting attacked by things which bypass armor saves, right? That don't give you an armor save. But put this would be for me on a character that's in a unit of infantry, right? So it makes it very difficult for him to be targeted by attacks, spells that bypass armor saves directly, but still makes him tough that if someone's trying to direct attacks against him in combat, unit to unit, or in a duel, then he gains those benefits of obviously the armor value and the -1 to hit modifier. So Bedazzling Helm, really quite nice. Right, Armour of Silvered Steel. This armour gives the wearer an armour value of 3+, which cannot be improved in any way. Pretty nice. I think this has good value when you look at a character who can only have heavy armour, for example. Because if you've got a character that can be equipped with full plate and he can have a shield, well, he doesn't need this. So this is actually quite good because essentially you're giving your character full plate with a shield. So not a bad option. Again, I think magic armor across the board, it's really tailored around combat characters. But as the value of the points, the value of these items starts to drop, this could be quite interesting for a tough combat hero, for example. Maybe something like an exalted hero, chaos, you're sort of you're vampire but not a vampire lord or something like that. Something where you've got clearly not a lord level high end character, but something who's going to go out there and put some hurt on people. This could be quite an interesting take. Okay, glittering scales. This is light armor. In addition, once per turn, you may make an opponent re-roll a single roll to hit made against the wearer. So, light armor. Taking magic armor that's just light armor, I mean, that's clearly tailored around characters that can only take light armor. And how often do you really want to get stuck in against an enemy when you're only wearing light armor? So there aren't, again, I think this is quite niche. I think you're looking at very specific characters, and I'm not sure I could really make a call on what I'd want to put this on without delving into the faction focus. So maybe in the faction focus we'll take more of a look at where we've got a character with light armor who would really benefit from this. So I can appreciate what it's doing, but just light armor to re-roll a single roll to hit doesn't seem that great. Then we look at Shield of the Warrior True. This is a shield, so you get all the normal benefits of a shield, and you get a 5+ ward save against any wounds suffered during the shooting phase. This, for me, is a good item, and I think this is a really good item for a character that's not in a unit. So if you're putting a character on a mount, monster, whatever, this is really good. When you think if you've got a character riding a monster and he's getting shot at by a cannon, for example, 5+ ward save. Right, really, really good. So Shield of the Warrior True, I really like it. I think it has great value on those characters running around on mounts on their own that are likely to be targeted by things like artillery, particularly things like cannons, archers, and so on. So it doesn't say it's against anything against magic attacks. So even if you're getting shot at by magic attacks, you've got a 5+ ward save against any wounds suffered during the shooting phase. Which is interesting because you look at the next one, which is Spell Shield. This is a 5+ ward save against any wounds that were caused by magic. So magic missile, magical vortex, or assailment. But the one above says any wounds suffered during the shooting phase, which means you should still get your ward save against magic missiles and magical vortexes as well. So I really like the Shield of Warrior True. Spell Shield is okay, but again, how often are you going to be shot at by magic? So I wouldn't consider putting this on a character that's in a unit, because the rest of the models in the unit are going to be affected by the spells before you are, so you're not really getting the benefit from it. So again, you really want this if characters are going to be on their own, but in that case, if you're going to be running around on your own, I think I'd rather take the Shield of the Warrior True than the Spell Shield. Okay, Armour of Meteoric Iron. So wearer has an armour value of 5+, which could not be improved or reduced in any way. This is a bit meh for me. It's basically just getting heavy armour. But it says, so this is the interesting thing. You can only if you can have equivalent armour, right? So it means you'd already have heavy armour. So I can't, unless I'm reading that wrong. But I'm pretty sure at the beginning it said that only if you can have the equivalent armor. But armor value of 5+, maybe it's just if you can take armor. So light armor, if you can only take light armor, now you've got heavy armor. Yeah, because this isn't heavy armor, right? This isn't heavy or light armor. So you could give a character that has light armor, heavy armor. I don't know. I don't think it's that great, personally. getting a +1 armor save when you're on light armor. I think there's, again, better things to spend your points on. Enchanted Shield, 6+ ward save against non-magical wounds. This one's actually not that bad. 6+ ward save, 6+, but that can have value if you're taking a number of attacks. It's cheap. So yeah, overall, Enchanted Shield for something cheap. You still get the benefit of it being a shield, right? So you still get that benefit, and it does work against all non-magical wounds, which, unless you're going up against duels where you're fighting characters with magic items, I mean, again, pretty good if you've got a character in a unit facing a lot of non-magical attacks. So Enchanted Shield, not a bad one. Charmed Shield, once per game, 5+ ward save. After that, it becomes Ordinary Shield. I think, again, if I'm going cheap, I'd rather have the Enchanted Shield. Having a once per game 5+, so once per game. I mean, this is maybe the sort of thing, yeah, if you've got a character out on its own that might get shot by a cannon that wants to make a chance of saving that one-time cannon shot. Maybe if you've got like maybe if you've got like, I don't know, a few points to spare in your army, and this one fits the bill. But situational at best, I think, in terms of, one, when you choose to use that ward save, and two, the chances of actually getting that ward save. Again, I think I'd rather spend a little bit more points and put that into the Enchanted Shield. And that brings us to the end of Magic Armour. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and let me know your comments down below on what you think about these different magic armors and how you might use them. If you did enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Let me know why in the comments down below. As always, if you want to see more content, hit the subscribe button. It's free for you to do. It takes a few seconds to do, but it's a big deal for me, so thank you for that in advance. And thank you to all those that have already subscribed. You've been watching The Ghost Owl, and I'll see you all very, very soon.